What's up, everyone? This is Gail Dudley, and it is Monday. Hello, Monday. It is Monday, May the 9th, 2022, and it is time for some news in motion. I am your host, Gail Dudley, and I'm excited to be here with you on this morning, and I hope you are as excited as to tune in to see what's going on in the world today. I see you, Camille Hopkins. Good morning to you, sister. To everyone who's tuning in by audio, I want to say good morning to you. I'm so glad you decided to tune in to hear what's happening with News in Motion. I see you, Diane Ladybug. I see you, Shirley Nicholson. Good morning to the two of you. I'm hoping that all of you who celebrated Mother's Day, whether that's as an auntie or a friend or a dad, mom, or whomever, that you did enjoy. And I'm praying that all of you who were dealing with some sort of pain or hurt in the loss of your mother or in a loss of a child, that you're doing better today. And I'm going to continue to pray for you. I cannot imagine what that is like. I have not experienced either. But I'm just wanting you to know that I was praying for you off and on yesterday. And I made the decision not to make a public post about Mother's Day. I just sent individual posts as I wanted to somebody's inbox or the text messages, because I was just taking the time to pray for those of you who have either lost a child or your mother. So my prayer is that the sun did shine on you, I'm meaning the SON, and that you had some sort of relief. So I see you coming up in here, Lori Wallace, Adrian, Elizabeth Towns. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Elizabeth said, I was praying as well in that same vein yesterday. Yeah, it was just tugging on me. And I was seeing posts and I was just like, I don't know if I want to post that way today. Good morning, Hester. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Latrice Jones. What's up, girlfriend? Listen, y'all, listen. What I say? Listen, Linda, listen. I had a great day yesterday. I did. I had a great day yesterday. I started off, good morning, Pastor Alex. I started off just wanting to go into my normal chill mode. But I heard a voice say to me, change it up. So I changed it up, found this really nice it's a part of Scramblers here in Central Ohio, but it's called City Egg, and it's on Bethel Road if you're in Central Ohio. Amazing. Their mango drink was a drink I had never had or experienced in my. It was so refreshing. And then I had egg whites with bell peppers and cheese and turkey sausage and spinach and kale and tomatoes. It was amazing. Then I had these amazing hash browns. And then it was just beautiful here in Central Ohio. So my husband and I just had fun. I had a great meal for dinner. I had fried shrimp, which I asked for, and I had sweet potato fries and this coleslaw my man made. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. And then I asked my children, if y'all tuned in on Thursday, you would have heard, I wanted something different. I didn't want, they were asking, Mom, what do you want? What do you want? I said, just give me one ticket. I don't want to go with anybody. One ticket to a Broadway play. So I'm going to see Wicked. So my children showed up. So I had a great time. What about you? Many of you wrote in about the segment on Thursday. Y'all were so grateful about the way the segment ran, to hear from people who lost their mom, to hear from people about the gifts that we received, the worst gifts, the best gifts, just to hear about the products that came forward from Deborah Johnson and from Nikki Burton and from Lori Williams Wallace. So we just had a great time. So thank you for at least sending us an email saying, hey, that was on point. That was good. All right, I see you, Stephanie and Marion and Kim Edmondson and my brother, Liz Pryor, Mary Owens from LinkedIn, Regina Shorts, Jeffrey Allen James, Shardinius is in there. And let's see, Lori said, yes, Wicked is amazing. Yeah, my children rock that thing. So I'll be seeing that next week. I'm so excited about it. All right, y'all, we got a lot of news ahead of us. Again, if you are tuning in by audio, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, I'll tell y'all something on the front end so that you all can be praying for me. Do y'all know it's amazing? The live views do not equal the views that we actually get in a day or within a week. And we always look at our weekly views. The numbers are amazing. They're just through the roof. And it's like, how is this happening? And so I sit back, I'm like, are we doing the right thing? Aren't we doing the right thing? Where do we need to shift off? Don't forget, tomorrow I'm dedicating a special segment on your strategic vote, So that's happening tomorrow. If you know anybody who needs to hear about that, bring it in. I know our students are going to be tuning in from high school. But with all of that, I'll share this with y'all. I need y'all to pray for me. I now have people inquiring about News in Motion, and there are people that you don't know if they're in it for the good or for the bad or what exactly they want to do with it. People are like, "Hey, if you need some substitutes, well, I don't even know who you are." Just a lot's happening, and I want to make sure that I'm always in the wheel of what God will have us to do. I have Isaiah working on some serious projects. Camille's working on projects. Kenny is growing his sports piece. Things are happening. The alerts that we receive, I've been invited and I have accepted to join the National Black Journalistic Association. So they reached out. I said yes to that. So a lot is happening. So I want y'all to pray for two things. One, I keep my head straight. And two, that we are very careful and we do our vetting and our due diligence when it comes with working with others in this media sphere and what it is that they look for us or want from us. We even had somebody wanted to buy it. I said, no, we ain't doing that. But they wanted me to stay and they wanted to control everything. We're not doing that. So do pray for me. All right, y'all, let's get this news started. All right, y'all. First Lady Jill Biden made a surprise visit to Ukraine on Mother's Day and met with the Ukrainian First Lady Zelensky. It was a first public appearance by the First Lady Zelensky since Russia's invasion on February the 24th. On the war front, however, though, a Russian strike killed around 60 people after flattening a school they were sheltering in the basement of Ukrainian President Zelensky did share. So it was good to see the First Lady make that surprise visit. That was great. Y'all, this story is continuing to unfold. NBC News reports, along with Elon Musk's tweets, that SpaceX run satellite internet service. They really put out their 10,000 dish antennas in service for, and with more are on the way in Ukraine. Starlink, they're saying it's just a salvation for people who have been without connection for many weeks since the war. Now, Elon Musk is saying that his company has so far integrated 5 government donated Starlink terminals. And they're trying to get many customers back online in Ukraine to have conversation with the other parts of the world. But they're facing heavy Russian bombs and attacks and so forth. Now, they're saying that they can begin wiring hundreds of people to terminals meant for a single household. So they're trying to do the wiring with that. And I'm reading this as it's coming in because I had this interaction thing with the system. So if I'm kind of like spotting here, I'm trying to see what they're saying. Now, Elon Musk said in a tweet, Starlink service is now active in Ukraine with more terminals are en route. Now, what's interesting, and I'm very careful going on his Twitter because he's been following people. And I'm like, please don't see me. Don't follow me. Don't do that. But anyway, he made a post because a Russian official is kind of like blasting Elon Musk for the Starlink satellites to bring communication to Ukraine. So people are actually putting hashtag stay safe Musk or stay safe Elon. This is happening in real time on Twitter. So it's interesting because I'm like, well, I guess this goes with this free speech. He wants everybody to have free speech, but it's just very interesting to watch this unfold. Now, speaking of Twitter, hello, somebody. Wow. Y'all, Steve Schmidt. He was once a conservative pundit. He was a Republican strategist, political strategist. He was a volunteer campaign manager at the end of former Senator John McCain's campaign when he had when they vetted and appointed. They didn't do a good vetting job, but selected Sarah Palin to be his running mate. Well, Steve unloaded on Twitter. It's something to see. It's something to see. If you want to follow him, he is at Steve Schmidt, SCHMIDTSES. He unloaded. It has now been more than 48 hours of his nonstop Twitter threads where he is exposing everything and anything in the GOP. I got my alert, because when the news things go out, and he went full blast, and I guess he started sending alerts. When I received the alert late Saturday, I'm going back trying to see how much was already out there. He unloaded. He's showing you all the connections, all the dots. So people are now putting on Twitter hashtag protect Steve Schmidt because we know they're coming after him. He says in his tweet, he has a new heading up on his Twitter now. He says no books because people are saying, man, stop talking. This is a book. He said no books, no money, just the truth. And he's started writing like in book form where you can read everything there is. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. OMG, I'm here for it. Now, Democrats, all Democrats, political strategists, messengers, communications people, you need to be on his thread, putting together your messaging to go forth. Right now, it's just too good. It is way too good to be true. So even on the side of the United States Supreme Court, the leaked draft opinion, now down to Steve Schmidt, y'all have enough messages, I can't even get it out, to really run with this midterm election. And by the way, you all, this midterm election is probably the most important midterm election in our lifetime. I'm telling you, it's amazing. So I'm following the Justice Amy Coney Barrett's piece of the opinion that has now been pulled out as well, where she's talking about, and I'm paraphrasing here because I don't have the brief in front of me, but she's talking about in her brief that she's in agreement with Justice Alito and that she believes women should carry pregnancies to full term, even if they don't want it, to adopt, so that people can adopt a child, to encourage a child supply chain. What? We doing that now? I'm telling you, this is sounding like Handmaid's Tales. I don't understand it. It's still unfolding. I paraphrase what I just said, but you can go check it out. Google is your friend. Google it. Make sure you are looking at credible sources: NPR, AP News, BBC, NBC, CBS, places like that to really verify what's out there, y'all. There's a lot. Fred Jones said, gotta get the screenshot of those tweets. Listen, I was trying to grab as many, but he's leaving them out there. It's now been it's been more than 48 hours. A tweet has not been deleted from his thread. I'm like, what is going on? He went after Meghan McCain. He went after y'all. Did y'all know that Paul Manafort was the one, his team, his firm, to allegedly to put Sarah Palin through the vetting process? They knew she didn't know that. I even went back to watch the movie Game Change. I had never watched it. It came out, I believe, in 2012. Game change of how Sarah Palin came to be a part of this campaign. I sat there like, what in the world? And I'm thinking, Democrats, independents, you have a lot of material to finish out to midterm election. Let me see what some of y'all are saying. Yes, Elizabeth, Steve, Schmidt, Kim Edmondson says, Elizabeth Townsend, it was a good, yeah, it was. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is happening in real time on Twitter. Yes, Mike Nicholson, she says child supply chain. Yeah, yes, she did. Those exact words are in her opinion piece. Those exact, yes, Elizabeth, can you imagine that? So yes, Mike, it's here. It's just, it's unbelievable what's happening right now. Supply for what? Well, Dr. Antoinette, she's talking about a supply so that people who are looking to adopt. So people have come back out talking about how many hundred, I think there was, the last I saw on a post was 120,000 plus children who are available for adoption. So what is she talking about? And how much they're in the system. And then we all of a sudden heard from Melania Trump talking about foster care, where when she was in her husband's administration, she wasn't for foster care. It's just crazy. So this is the time that we have to follow the dots. And again, I'll be talking about a lot of this tomorrow when we are unpacking your strategic vote. So y'all, that's happening. Just go to Steve Schmidt's tweets. Man, be ready though. Be ready. Because at some point you do have to back up. And I'm going to talk about this tomorrow as well. How you have to back up and say, okay, let me shut this down for a little bit and process. Let me figure out something else to do. All right, y'all. Along with that, 30 by 30 is a new political action committee. Yes, 30 by 30, a new political action committee. This is a new Trump-tied PAC that has entered the right-wing war against Biden's conservative goals. So they're coming after President Biden for his conservative goals, but they don't get what's happening. You have the moderate Democrats who are on President Biden not to go straight liberal. So they're putting out a pack saying, but he really is conservative. You're just winning over those who want him to be moderate. People need to hear. See, people are going full speed ahead without taking a breath to see. Let's analyze. Let's strategize. Let's see what's really happening when it comes to the land of politics. I'm telling you, I don't know why somebody won't hire me. I really could help them. Yes, I agree with you, Dr. Antoinette. She says the term supply and children should not be used together. I absolutely agree. People were saying how disgusting they were with her brief, with what she put out there. It's disgusting. Adrian says the Democrats better strategize. Mike Nicholson's, I'm just waiting on them for them to bring up how slavery was good and we need to go back to it. There's that. And then, yes, sit down, Melania. So all of this is happening. So y'all, this is a 30 by 30 new political action committee. They've already put out there, they do not want people to know that it is the right wing. I'm telling y'all today, it's the right wing. If you look at the people who are behind it, you know it is the right wing. Y'all, Black man accused Los Angeles hospital of racism in a C-section death of his wife. Charles Johnson filed a civil rights lawsuit against the renowned Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, saying he believes he has proof the staff treated his wife with less care because she was Black. In April 2016, Kyra Johnson had a scheduled cesarean section at a hospital to deliver her second child. Less than 12 hours later, the 39-year-old was dead of a massive internal injury. That's HuffPost reporting. Davia, what's up, girlfriend? She goes, oh, I am, it's population move. Their majority isn't. Yes, it's shrinking. It is shrinking. Thank you for saying that. Y'all know my background. When I did, this is when Lucent Technologies was up and running in Central Ohio on East Broad Street. I was doing some work with their staff on cultural awareness, diversity training before it changed to DEI. That was years ago. And in that, we looked at some background, some information from the National Multicultural Institute that showed that different communities will begin to shrink. Different ethnic groups will begin to shrink. And when they do, it's like lifeline. They're trying to hold on to what they have. So this is all power moves. I have Not enough time to go into that. That was many years ago. I have to go find my notes anyway. But what Davia shared there, she's absolutely correct. All right, y'all, it's a new season. The median age of American women giving birth has jumped from 27 years old to 30, the highest on record, as birth rates have declined for women in their 20s and jumped for women in their late 30s and early 40s, according to a new report from the U.S. Census Bureau. Now, decisions by college-educated women to invest in their education and careers so they could be better off financially when they had children, as well as the desire by working class women to wait until they're more financially secure, have contributed to the shift towards older motherhood, one psychologist explained to NBC News. So that is happening. All right, y'all been waiting for it, and I'm gonna give it to you today. Here's some a fresh press release from where? Buckingham Palace. Friday, 6 May 2022. Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, will travel to the UK with their children for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee next month. But the couple, along with Prince Andrews, have not been invited to join the monarch on the Buckingham Palace balcony. Privileges revoked. Plans were announced for Queen Elizabeth II's highly anticipated Jubilee weekend on Friday. Harry and Meghan confirmed moments later that they will attend the festivities, giving the Queen a chance to meet her granddaughter, Lilibet. Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, are excited and honored to attend the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations this June alongside their children. Her Majesty is looking forward to the weekend and plans to take part in the celebrations. However, her presence will not be confirmed until much nearer the time or the day itself. All right, y'all, there y'all have it. Meghan and Harry, they're showing up. They got the security they needed. They got everything they asked for. But what's really going on? Y'all, March 2022, there was a failed trip to the Caribbean by Prince William and Princess Duchess, Princess, whatever her name is, Kate. That's what's happening. Now do Dave Chappelle impression Will Smith in office. Stop it, Mike Nicholson. Anyway, they went to the Caribbean, Jamaica, Belize, and Barbados, but it was a failed trip. They didn't want to shake the people's hands, the black people's hands. They was dealing with them through the fence. This is all assumed. I wasn't there. I don't know. I'm only giving you what all the reports are indicating. And while visiting Jamaica, out of the impromptu speech, the Jamaican Prime Minister declared, as William and Kate stood beside him, that he would rather not have the Queen as the head of state anymore. Yeah, that happened. So their trip didn't go very well. So that was the end of March 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. Well, then all of a sudden, who shows up at the palace? Meghan and Harry, with everything they wanted, security and everything. They showed up mid-April. Is that a coincidence? Then all of a sudden they showing up for the Jubilee. You're just not permitted to be on the balcony. That's just some crazy stuff for me, y'all. If you family, you family. Who do you cares on the balcony? Just wave, see the planes go over, call it a day, put them in the back. But to put them off the balcony, well, there's that. So that's happening. So they are showing up. Let me see what y'all saying in here. Dr. Antoinette, I argue that while a Catholic seminary, the priest looked at me as if I lost my mind. Listen, how can they put Harry and Meghan in the same group as Prince Andrew? There's that, Rosanna. Elizabeth Town says, because what if you come over here? We want you here too. But listen, I just want the Queen. I want Buckingham Palace. Now, y'all know I do a good impersonation of her voice now. Y'all should just go ahead and say, you know, we need News in Motion here to really follow Prince Harry and Meghan and report that side of the story. Call me, Queen, call me. Look, I like you, Queen. I like you. Think you're doing some stuff wrong, but I like you. Just call me up. Give me an invitation. I want to be there on June 2nd. I don't need to be on the balcony. Just let me be in the room. All right, y'all. Vice is reporting. I told y'all we had a lot of news. Vice is reporting 500 kegs. 500 kegs. Somebody put in the chat 500 kegs. Vice is reporting 500 kegs of cocaine was discovered in a sack of coffee at the Nespresso factory. That's happening, yeah. Police confirmed the substance found in the Nestle coffee pod factory was cocaine after analyzing a sample. 500 kegs of cocaine, y'all. Further investigation of 5 more shipping containers delivered on the same day resulted in a total seize of 500 kegs of cocaine. I wanted to say like this 4 more times. 500 kegs of cocaine. Mike Nicholson says cocaine is a hell of a drug. I don't know. Don't want to know. All I know is that they've discovered 500 kegs of cocaine in a Nestle factory pod. There's that. Further investigation showed the cocaine was 80% pure. That's some serious stuff. With an estimate street value of over 5 million in Swiss France. That's about 41 million in the UK. 500 kegs. Y'all, 3 Americans were found dead at a Sandals resort after mysterious health emergency. Yeah, that happened. 3 Americans were mysteriously found dead in a Sandals vacation resort in the Bahamas, launching a police investigation into what initially started as a health emergency, resort officials said. Speaking of a health emergency, Isaiah, I know you see that person in there. Go and take them out. AP News report, U.S. Well, it's not only AP News, our world data, World Health Organization, and CDC. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to give you the truth. Average U.S. COVID-19 deaths passed 73,000 per day, up more than 150%. Hello, somebody. That has increased from what I told y'all last week. Over the past month, this has happened 150%. Average daily deaths before they were declining. Well, since the last 7 days, they have increased. Now they're above 570 per day. That's up 60% over the past 7 days. Do what you wish. Do what you wish. Also, AP News reports that the U.S. 30-year mortgage rate increased to 5.27% last week, highest level since 2009. All right, y'all, I'm going to read some of y'all's chat, but we got to bring in Kenny Stanley with Game Over. Did y'all see that race on Saturday with them horses? My God, that was amazing. So let's go to Kenny Stanley. What's up, Kenny?
Hey, what's happening? How y'all doing?
Hey, go for it. Game Over. Let's hear what you got to say.
All right. Good morning, News in Motion family. Welcome to Game Over with me, Kenny Stanley. What a weekend in sports we had this weekend. Kicked off Saturday for me. The referees, I don't know what they was doing in this Boston game, but that last minute or so of the game, they blew the whole thing. The Bucks won the game. The Bucks won the game 103-101, but the refs blew a call. They said that Marcus Smart was not shooting a 3 when he got fouled. Not only was he up in the air getting ready to shoot it, he basically got pulled to the ground. And the ref said no, it wasn't a shooting foul. That game could have iced it for Boston, and Boston would have been up 2-1. But instead, it's Milwaukee who was up 2-1. Over Boston right now. It was a good game, though. It was a good game. The Golden State Warriors, wow. They beat the brakes off of daggone Memphis on Saturday. You know it was going to be a long day when you got Klay Thompson shooting 3-pointers off 1 foot. Hey, they beat Memphis 142-112. It was a great game. The Warriors shot 63% from the floor, 53% from 3-point line. Wow. They was led in scoring by Steph Curry, who had 30 points. On Sunday, everybody who was down 2-1, they tied their series up at 2 games apiece. My Philadelphia 76ers, they beat the Miami Heat 116-108. James Harden finally showed up for a game. I guess he remembered he know how to play basketball. He led the Sixers with 31 points, and they have looked better since Joel Embiid came back on Friday. The Dallas Mavericks beat the Phoenix Suns 111-101 behind Luka Doncic. I call him Larry Bird 2.0. 26 points. After that game yesterday, look for Chris Paul to lose his mind. He scored 5 points. Anytime he does something like that, about the next 3 games, nobody can stop him. He's Mr. Untouchable. So Dallas may be in trouble. The Kentucky Derby with an 80-1 odds. Long shot, Rich Strike. Well, he struck. He won the Kentucky Derby. 80-1 odds. He wasn't even supposed to be in the field as of Friday, but it was a late scratch, and they added him to the field. Well, there you go. Don't count him out. He proved that he could do what he could do, and he won the Kentucky Derby. Super middleweight ex-boxing champ, Canelo Alvarez. I think he was looking too far down the road because he had signed a contract to fight the trilogy with Gandhi Gokovin. It was supposed to be a trilogy fight. It was going to be their 3rd fight. He had signed a contract to fight on September 17th. He looked too far down the road because Dimitri Bobo took him out Saturday. What a fight. It was a unanimous decision. All the judges said that this guy won. Canelo, he immediately said he's going to enact his rematch clause. So he wants more of it. But if he come in like he did this time, he's going to get beat up again. Part owner of the LA Dodgers, Todd Bowley, he's in a group that is purchasing Premier Soccer League team Chelsea. This is for about $5.25 billion. Yeah, I said $5.25 billion. Roman, I can't pronounce his last name, Abramovich, he's a Russian. Well, due to British sanctions on Russia, because of the thing going on in the war going on over there with Russia invading, I can't even think of the place they invaded. I'm sorry. But when Russia invaded, the British government put sanctions down on him. He has to sell the team because he has no more money. He got to get money from somewhere. So he has to sell the team. So Todd Bowley, the LA Dodgers, part owner, he's in the process of purchasing the team. I'm working on a story. This is going to kill. This I got it Friday. I heard about it Friday. I'm working on a story. High school basketball star Aaliyah Perry. She's a sophomore, honor roll student at Mount Verde Academy in Florida. She's been expelled from the school, apparently for a fight that really wasn't a fight. A girl got in her face. She got the girl out of her face. The girl pushed her. She pushed the girl back. That was it. They expelled her. There's videotape, but somehow the videotape was edited to show, and it just showed that Aaliyah Perry was the only one doing what was going on when everybody else then came out and said it was the other girl who did it. Apparently, this is big news. I'm working on this story. I'm gonna try to get it to you Wednesday, and I'm gonna keep following it because we got to get to the bottom of it. Another story that came out just 2 days later after that fight, somebody got into a fist fight and they didn't get expelled. I mean, a physical fist fight. They didn't get expelled, but Aaliyah Perry got expelled for pushing a girl up out of her face or pushing a girl back. So I'm working on that story. We're gonna get back to it, and I'm gonna keep y'all posted on. Hopefully I'm gonna have some more information for you on Wednesday. That's sports. Let's get back to Gail for more news in motion.
Thank you so much, Kenny.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Yep, we can't wait to hear that story unfold on Wednesday.
All right.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.
All right, y'all. I'm reading some of the comments in here, and I see that Rosanna saying there should be a British News in Motion. All right, girlfriend. We just get the people in place, find them out over there in Great Britain, and we can get the story rolling. But I really do want to show up. Can y'all send me an invite for June 2nd, please? All right, y'all. So with all of that, don't forget tomorrow I'm going to talk about your strategic vote. For all of you who are in Patreon, you're going to get the actual PDF handout later tomorrow. Everyone else, I'll be going through that handout, so have pen and paper, computer, whatever, to write this down. We're going to start a News in Motion voting campaign as of tomorrow. We're going to start that. We will tell you more about that on tomorrow as well. We're really excited about what is unfolding. Our inspirational message for today: seek forgiveness and release the person. Seek forgiveness and release the person. Y'all, a great book to read is called Total Forgiveness by R.T. Kendall. I've read that book 3 times, and it's an exceptional book. Total Forgiveness by R.T. Kendall. That's Kendall. So seek forgiveness and release the person. Even the news I shared with you all today. Let's go to Steve Schmidt for a moment. Steve Schmidt, he's writing an entire book on Twitter. That's what he's doing. But he's like really releasing a lot of things that he has been holding on to. He also brought in Nicole Wallace a little bit. Now, she was not on the tweet from what I could tell, but he did mention her. She's also in that movie as a person, not her as a real person. Someone who plays her in the movie Game Change. And in that, just the hardship and how much stuff they have held on to. And as he was going through all of that, and really when he was hitting at Meghan McCain and others, it was like he's really purging everything that's going on. That even at one point I said, wow, I'm here for it. Keep sharing it. I said, but at the same time, don't forget to offer forgiveness. And seek forgiveness for yourself, because some people were really badgering him that he's been holding on to this for a long time. And you can see the pros and cons from that. Even when it comes to the Queen and Prince Charles and the Duchess and Duke of Sussex, Meghan and Harry, seek forgiveness, release the person. At some point, you have to do that. It's a must. It's a must to do that, because if not, you begin to eat up on the inside of you. I've been in that place where I didn't want to offer forgiveness, and it was as if that unforgiveness was just eating me, eating my insides. And at some point, I had to release the person. And in the book, Total Forgiveness, it teaches you, it walks you through how to release a person and how to say, God bless them. And that can be some of the most difficult words to use, especially when you have been wounded, you've been hurt, you are filled with pain, and that situation is etched in your memory, and you have to release it, and you have to just give that up. Y'all, in politics, people play hard. They play hard. And we look at some things, and I'll be honest. I look at some of this and I'm like, okay, all right, President Biden, I voted for you. I did. I don't care if anybody knows. I voted for you. But you're doing all of these other things. But can we get back to voting rights? I want to have a right. I want to have a right to vote. We're looking at all of these other things. And now he's really big on this whole internet piece. And I have different press releases from that, talking about how they're trying to make the internet and just think, it's like, that's good. That's great. I hear you. And I hear you. We want to stop this disinformation. But what about women's rights, human rights, women's bodies? What about men? What about the rape of men to women? What about the harassment? What about these things? What about these multi affairs that are happening within marriages on people who sit in those chambers? What about those things? It's like, let's get to some of that. We're going to raise the flag on these things, and we're going to pull back the covers on these things. Let's make sure we're pulling back the covers over here. So even with that, how do I offer forgiveness? How do I seek total forgiveness and release the people that are doing some of these things? I was reading and following up on Marsha Blackburn, and I'm sitting there saying, this is some of the craziest stuff I've ever heard. And you're a woman. You're a woman. I read that opinion draft piece, and was as they're highlighting the piece from Justice Amy Coney Barrett. Supply chain. Are you serious? What's happening here? What about the words? What are the things that we're saying? When I'm looking and listening to Susan Collins, who first, I reported it last week. She goes, oh, they, I'm paraphrasing her words. That's not what they told me in my office. They told me this. Well, they lied to you. Now that they've lied to you, are you going to take the necessary stand to expose the lie? Where's that? I think it's now time for a change in politics. I think there's a time for change in politics. I do. I think it's past time. I think it's a time for there to be, I know I'm gonna get hit with this, I'm gonna say it anyway, that there should just be no labels. And there's an organization called No Labels, that there should be no labels, that we can't have these packs. Now they're trying, and there's this other piece that's out here, and I didn't report this earlier, and I'm over time, but I want to go through this anyway. There's another piece out there that I'm following, and I hopefully can talk about it tomorrow or Wednesday, where there are firms, there are consulting firms that are telling corporations not to respond to the opinion draft or to Elon Musk and Twitter. And they're really telling corporations, just don't respond, don't take a stand. Just quietly continue to give your money where you're giving it. Because as you all know, the Lincoln Project came back on Toyota. And now they're blasting them again like every day, because they are still going back to giving money to the Ted Cruz and the Josh Hawleys and the Tom Cottons and the Marsha Blackburns and others. And they're calling these things out. So now there's firms saying, just don't say how you stand. But I'm here to tell y'all, it's all there. All you got to do is follow the money, connect the dots. It's already out there. Here at News in Motion, we're going to continue to bring you these hard truths. We're going to begin to expose some things. So also, please pray for me and Kenny, and for Isaiah and Camille and Christina and others, my daughter and others, because as we bring this stuff out here, we're going to be attacked. But I believe the scripture, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. And I really believe that, because it's time for us to share the facts. It's time for us to really push voting. Again, I don't care who you vote for. I do care, but I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. But I'm here to get you to use your voice and vote. A lot is happening. A lot is happening. Some of these alerts we receive, it's like, woo, how am I going to get through this through the midterms? So we're going to need all of your help. We're here to give you facts. Even if we make a mistake, we'll come back and say, hey, we didn't flesh this out all the way. There's a mistake here. We want to give you the updated information. And then also, news is always changing. That's why we call this News in Motion. There's a time something happens and then it changes. As things update, we will share those updates. But I had an opportunity to, and I'm still reading Steve Schmidt's stuff on Twitter. But as I'm reading it, I'm sitting back saying, people are attacking him for holding it close to his chest. And at the same time, I can see that, but I can also see that there's a time and a season for everything. And that's in God's word. And I think this is a season that we come out with, this is how this person plans to vote. This is their past vote. And this is all going to come through tomorrow when I'm talking about the strategic voting. So please tune in tomorrow if you can, 7:25 a.m. It'll be a special segment. We will not cover any headline news unless something major has come out. We're going to dedicate that time talking about how to build your strategic vote without telling you how to vote. All right, y'all, it was a long morning, but thanks everyone for tuning in. Until tomorrow, I am Gail Dudley. This has been your News in Motion. I'm out.